Now we'll be discussing essay, the amalgamation of all the topics that you have been listening since morning. Yeah? So let's start with the basic question. What's an essay? Anyone? निबंध क्या है? Essay क्या है? What is an essay? 240 marks, 250 marks rather, yeah? And we don't know what is an essay. We are writing it since our childhood. Standard 1 से essay लिख रहे हैं, गाय पे, इंडिया पे, yeah? UPSC तक we are writing essay. What is an essay? Come on, tell me. Collection of ideas on a particular subject. Expression, structured expression. It's discussion. Anyone with Hindi background? निबंध क्या है? निबंध. Of course, what all you have said is right. Essay is a piece of writing on a particular subject, simply put. And निबंध? निबंध is ठीक तरह से बंधा हुआ, व्यवस्थित रूप से लिखा हुआ. Yeah? So this is an essay. Why UPSC is asking us essay? They are asking us GS right from paper 1, history, geography, sociology, economics, polity till ethics. They are asking you optionals. So why essay? क्या ज़रूरत है essay की? और वो भी 250 marks. Have you ever thought why we are being asked essays?
To check how structured your thinking is for processing.
Okay.
Fast you can organize your thoughts.
See, I'll give you one example. See, always ask yourself if you come across any question in UPSC, why am I being asked this? Last year in ethics paper, they asked what is happiness? छोटे बच्चे से पूछो what is happiness? They'll tell you, yeah? Media people, they roam around, ask rickshaw wala, auto wala, they ask anyone, any passenger what is happiness. But UPSC, the highest exam in the nation, the toughest exam in the nation, what according to you is happiness? They are asking this. They are asking is what according to you is compassion? What is empathy? So why am I being asked this? Yes, वो आपकी feelings को जानना चाहता है, yeah? So the basic question why I am asking is कि why I am being asked this question is very important, because if you understand the importance, then accordingly you come to write the answer. If UPSC is asking you what is happiness according to you, they want to know, is it your personal happiness, or it is your family, or society, or nation, or you are thinking from global perspective. So essay is basically a personality test. Yeah? It reflects your personality. Your writings reflects your personality. How many of you have met Gandhi or Kalam or King Luther, Martin Luther? None of us. But do we know about them? Yes. We know who was Gandhi and who was Hitler. We can differentiate. कैसे? Ideas through their writings, yeah, through their actions. So this is what your writing, they reflect your personality. And essay is basically essay, ethics and personal interview, personality test. These papers have been incorporated in the system to assess your personality, to see the undercurrent behind the person. So that is why essay is being introduced. What is the demand of UPSC from an aspirant? अगर personality test की बात है तो क्या demand करते हैं आपसे? What kind of personality they are looking forward to?
How you understand topic?
Who else can better tell than UPSC itself? Yeah? Let's take it from the horse's mouth directly. How many of you have read the essay syllabus? क्या ज़रूरत है, 3 लाइन लिखी है. Why is UPSC taking all the pains to write 3 lines even for essay? I ask students, have you read essay syllabus? Or even when they come for mock interviews, I ask them, have you gone through the personality test syllabus? क्या है मैम, 2 टॉपिक होंगे, 1 टॉपिक होगा लिखना है, क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे आंसर देना है. But if UPSC is taking so much of pain to write even 3 words, so 3 lines, so you should at least go through it. It conveys a lot of meaning. Essay is not ऐसे ही, yeah? अगर ऐसे ही होता तो 250 एक अलग नहीं करते. Maybe now the new commission, the new committee has been set up. They want more and more people to come out with their personalities. They want them to reflect themselves through their answers. That's why they are looking for more analytical approach in your answers. They are asking you essay topics also. Last year, out of 8 topics, 6 topics were based on getting your stand on a particular issue. Earlier they were like even philosophical topics. If they are asking, why they are asking a philosophy from a would-be administrator? Words are mightier than a 2-edged sword. एक DM को या एक IPS को philosophy से क्या मतलब है? And why UPSC is asking? There is some purpose behind that. So, how many of you have read the syllabus? What does it say?
Write it in a more precise, concise manner.
Yes.
Then have an orderly fashion.
Yes.
Stick around the topic.
Yes.
Marks will be word or expression.
Yes. Okay, I'll read the lines from the UPSC syllabus. Candidates may be required to write essays on multiple topics. Now, since last year we are getting 2 topics. Is it good or bad? Earlier we were having only 1 topic, but since last year it's 2 topics. UPSC wants to see how, as a person, you are reacting to 2 different situations. If it is philosophical, if it is a issue-based thing, if it is a science and technology thing, how you are reacting. See, the way they are putting stress to take out your personality from yourself. So, candidates may be required to write essays on multiple topics. They will be expected to keep closely to the subject of the essay. Keep closely to the subject of essay. Don't deviate. If there is something about, say, essay about, say, true education, and you are just writing education, India mein SR report aayi, this is the drawback, we don't have classrooms. Of course, they are interrelated, but the question is true education. True education, there are so many dropouts also who have done wonderful jobs for the whole humanity. An example, everyone is carrying Apple phone. Steve Jobs, he was a school dropout. So, true education and education. So, you have to keep closely to the subject. Otherwise, what happens? Students, they come out of the exam, हमने पूरा लिखा था, जितना पॉलिटी में पढ़ा था, everything we have written. But marks, you get as low as 30 marks, as high as 160, 165 marks. And UPSC has nowhere written that you cannot get 200 marks. Right now, this is the best phase of UPSC. People are getting 920 in mains. You can just snatch marks, but you should have that personality. So, second line is, you have to keep closely to the subject. Arrange their ideas in orderly fashion. Orderly fashion. What will it reflect about your personality? Orderly fashion means you know what is the cause, what is the effect. Haphazard नहीं. Haphazard personalities होती हैं, कहते हैं उससे क्या बात करनी, उसको तो कुछ बात समझ में नहीं आती, एक बात इधर बोलता है, एक बात उधर बोलता है. So UPSC clearly says they want a personality who knows the cause and effect relationship, orderly fashion. Then to write concisely, you have to write 2 essays. Time management, the most important thing. What happens is generally students, they write first essay very good. They take lot of time, and second essay for that they don't have time. बट आप कितना भी अच्छा लिख लोगे उसमें 4 या 5 मार्क्स एक्स्ट्रा मिलेंगे. What then second? So you have to write concisely, briefly. That will save your time, help you in time management. Credit will be given for effective and exact expression. How your expressions will become effective and exact? See, UPSC is looking for Homo sapiens, thinking man. So you should also think if there is something written in the syllabus. Okay, they want exact and effective. तो ये मैं कैसे अपने ऐसे में लाऊंगा या कैसे लाऊंगी? No one thinks about it. And they are getting average 80, 100, 120. But those who are thinking, they are getting 160, 165. So what is exactness? How exactness comes? Yes, you can put some data also. Now there always students ask, can we write data in the essays? Of course you can write, but what kind of data? It should not look like a policy paper. Have you read some Kalam's readings or Amartya Sen's reading? They are full of data, but they are so nicely put that it does not look very heavy. Policy paper नहीं लगता है, day to day life के साथ relate करते हैं. Facts, data are what? Facts. So you can put those things to bring exactness. I have brought one paragraph from Satish Chandra Committee report 1993, which has introduced essay, and which very clearly says what is the purpose of essay, why they are including it in this examination pattern. I'll be reading that. Please listen to it very carefully. This will give you an idea what is required from your personality. They here is candidates. They are expected to prepare policy papers, notes, drafts and memoranda on a variety of subjects. Essay paper was introduced with the objective of testing candidates' linguistic skills, besides capacity for comprehension. You can write this word comprehension, then I'll explain. Linguistic skills also write. Ability for critical analysis. Capacity for integrated thinking. Assimilation of ideas and clarity of expression. So, comprehensive capacity for comprehensive thinking. How comprehensiveness will come? In the very beginning when I was rubbing the board, I said it's an amalgamation of different subjects, essay. Comprehensive, you have to think wide, you have to think deep. Both ways, wider and deeper knowledge both is required. That will get you comprehensiveness. We will take 1 or 2 topics and then it will be better for you to understand. Critically analyze, and this is what they are putting in your GS. Every second question, critically analyze, critically examine. In GS also, they want a critical mind. Capacity for integrated thinking. Right from paper 1 to paper 4, how can you integrate the different things? As sir was talking about, Suraj sir was talking about NGOs, and he said about what Greenpeace. Supposingly you get some essay on NGOs, because right now NGOs are in news for all the wrong reasons. But are there NGOs who are in news for good reasons? Give me examples, current examples. Nobel Prize, Peace Prize, which NGO has got? Which? Nobel Peace Prize this year, Tunisia, Jasmine Revolution, Arab Spring. It's a quartet, Dalek Quartet, civil society. There are 4 components. क्या क्या हैं? GS यार पढ़ो. They are human right people were there, then lawyers chamber were also there, then trade unions were there, and commerce thing was there. Then in our India, every now and then we read about one NGO, at least I read, I don't know whether you point it out or not, Shakti Vahini is there. Always working for people, rather children, they are bringing children back from brothels or those housemaids and all those things. So NGOs are doing good work also. So you have to think widely. If you are reading some piece of news, just think this is how you are preparing for essay. Essay ऐसा नहीं है कि एक दिन बैठोगे 4 किताब पढ़ोगे और essay आ जाएगा. आप वैसा ऐसा लिख सकते हो, then you will be getting 30, 40, 50. Essay is how wide you have that perception of a particular thing. You have to relate, interrelate the things. This is what is required in an essay. And that's why people are getting 160 and 165. You have to develop that kind of habit to link the things. Then essay has 2 main parts. One is your language. Another is your content. Now tell me, is essay a test of your English language or Hindi language, or if you are writing in Telugu, Malayalam, whatever medium you are choosing? See, UPSC takes care of everyone. UPSC knows half of the children, half of the students, they are coming from rural background. There are many students who write it from their villages and they are getting selected. They don't have a very good vocabulary or very good lexicon. But yes, of course, if you are writing in Hindi, if you are writing in English, basic grammar should be clear. At least basic grammar. He, she, it, they. Ram ke saath she laga doge, so it doesn't look nice. Basic grammar. And another very common mistake which students do is India. Not accepted. Yeah? These kind of, at least these kind of mistakes should not be there. Then language ke liye, it should be very simple. If you have a good flow, if you have a good language, good. Then that's an added advantage. But if you don't have, don't lose heart. It should be as simple as NCERT language. Even in your GS, even in your essays, even in your optionals. If you don't have a good language, it doesn't mean you cannot write a good essay. There are many students who have English literature as their optionals and they are getting 80 and 19 essays, which clearly shows UPSC is not looking for a language. But yes, basic grammatical mistakes, basic language, there should be a proper flow. Even abhi jo Indian Foreign Services ki, I was reading through one committee report, one of the lacunas they are finding is the students, those who are getting through, they are not having a proper language skill. So that's why even committee report says they have to have linguistic skills, but that does not mean it has to be a Oxford standard language. It should be a proper language which makes sense. Then content. Essay का content कहाँ से आएगा? See, essay is a preparation which is ongoing preparation. It's not like NCERT 4 किताब पढ़ ली history की, it's complete. 6 किताब पढ़ ली economics की, it's complete. No, it's an ongoing process. And your GS preparation will help you, that comprehensive thinking, that will help you to get comprehensive thinking. So, GS, you have to be thorough, and if you are reading something in GS, if you are reading something in history about say Akbar, or if you are reading something in history about any great personality, Akbar के बारे में आप पढ़ रहे हो या अशोक के बारे में पढ़ रहे हो, and just try to relate, okay, उस टाइम पे धर्म के लिए उन्होंने क्या क्या चीज़ें की थी, and if right now you are relating it with unity in diversity from historical background, you can write. If you are reading something like how civilizations developed, Mesopotamian civilization, they developed near the rivers, Indus Valley near the rivers, and if you get a topic like we have one topic in our test series, food production is a source of, food is a source of wealth, food production is a source of misery. So food is a source of wealth. You can quote examples from history, how people started living near these areas where agriculture was there, because it's a source of wealth. You have to connect, you have to relate things. So essay preparation is, first is your GS, thoroughly padho, try to link it, and then reading newspapers. If you are reading newspapers, then also you think, अगर ये ऐसा है तो क्यों है? If you are reading something like 2 days back, I was reading about that article 44. There was a big article in Indian Express, Universal Civil Uniform Civil Code. So there were, it was a very good article. It has linked with how, though it's a essay on India, Uniform Civil Code, but they have given examples how personal laws in Pakistan, how in Bangladesh have developed. Rather, we are way behind them. Even in Tunisia, even in Turkey, Muslim personal laws have really developed, though they are totally Islamic countries. So we can give examples. When you are reading a piece of news, just read it. There was lot of news about capital punishment. Government, even Law Commission is saying it should be there for the rarest of the rare cases. Then think why it should not be there, why it should be there, how it can be removed. So that comprehensive thinking is required. So first thing is your essay ka syllabus mein, if you call it a kind of syllabus what to read, first thing is your GS, try to link it. Second thing is read newspapers, Indian Express, The Hindu. Indian Express right now they are having that explained kind of a thing coming in that. Even they have economic history series also coming. I was going through that. So that is because content is required. What will you write? You can't bluff there. कुछ भी नहीं लिखोगे ना, content होगा उसको आप link करोगे. So you should know the basics. If it is Chakma Sharnaarthi, what is Chakma Sharnaarthi? Who were they? It was very beautifully covered and explained. They are basically Buddhists. Chakmas are Buddhists. So these kind of things you should be clear. If you are writing a word there about say issue of migration or migrants in India, then if you are writing Chakma Sharnaarthi, then you are writing something different, then these kind of readings will help you, because right now you have time, you can do that. Even in Times of India, in the main editorial, there is at times there come argument and counter argument, rectangular, बीच में एक block बना होता है. That is also good because it helps you to get the understanding, counter argument as well as argument, positive, negative, both the aspects, because your essay should always be a balanced one. Your personality should be a balanced one. Always remember, whenever you are writing an essay, you are showing your personality. Say for example, capital punishment. आप वहाँ पे रेडिकलिस्ट की तरह नहीं बोल सकते होना चाहिए. आप ये भी नहीं बोल सकते कि नहीं होना चाहिए, because your government is having it and you are going to be a part of that government. How can you criticize that government? So you have to be a balanced personality. If you are writing a conclusion, then you can write what are the issues that are leading towards such kind of crimes. We have terrorism issues, we have poverty issues, because of which many type of murders, rapes that are happening in India. So we need to take care of those issues, but at the same time we cannot always continue with the capital punishment. So your conclusion should be balanced. First we need to take care of these issues, and in the meantime we can have a de facto kind of status like Singapore, Cuba, these countries are having. De facto is for the past many years they have not conducted any capital punishment, and then finally yes, we should not have it. So that balanced personality should be there in your essays. That is very much required. Then you can have good essays. Penguin also publishes good essays. Then CSR, There are very good essay competitions and they publish the top essays from there. That also you can go through. That will help you to give an idea. Apart from that, then book reviews are there, library reviews are there. Abhi, who has got this economic Nobel? Angus Deaton. His book, The Great Escape. Uska introduction पर it's very good how humanity has developed and how it has faced, how it has overcome the different problems. So these kind of readings will widen your horizons. Then WDR, World Development Report. You don't have to go through the whole report, at least introduction and conclusion. That will give you an idea. Yeah, these kind of things. And then try to learn some good quotes if it is possible for you. और अगर अंग्रेजी बहुत अच्छी नहीं है तो एटलीस्ट लर्न वन वर्ड अ डे minimum and use correct words, choice of words. Never write he is a handicapped person, he is a differently abled person. So these kind of things will help you. अभी बहुत time है, you can prepare. Like I was talking about comprehensive thinking and how you can relate it. There was one essay question last year 2014 में, with great power comes great responsibility. This is a philosophical essay. So how comprehensively can you think on this? USA. Think about all your subjects, GS1 से GS4 and try to link it. Nuclear weapons. Anything with geography? Geography, say if you have rich mineral resource like we have it in India. So this diversity, this resource diversity gives us power, but it's our responsibility how to use it. Yeah, from various dimensions you can link it, from Ashoka to even ethics and morality. Spiritual leaders, they have great powers, but it's their responsibility to maintain harmony in the society. You can link it that way. Then center-state relationship. Center has more powers. So it's the responsibility of the center also increases. If we are talking about global bodies like UN, EU, if they have more power, then it's their responsibility. If we talk about Prime Minister is having more powers. So this is how you can link right from history, geography, even ethics, spiritual leaders की बात कर लो. So this is how the diversity, the comprehensive thinking will come. Even in your philosophical kind of essays. And this is what is required by UPSC, a diversified thinking, a comprehensive thinking, and then you have to put it in a very orderly manner, sequence, cause, effect, relationship, proper develop karo. That you will help, that you will learn when you are writing essays. Please do write essays. बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं we don't write essays, we go there and we write. Good. If you have that natural instinct inside you, a good writing skill is there, very good. But if you don't have, please learn it. Practice will make you perfect. If you throw a dog's puppy in the water, it will swim. If you throw a human baby, unless and until he or she knows how to swim, it will sink. तो अगर अच्छी स्किल है आपकी, गॉड गिफ्टेड हो, वेरी गुड. नहीं हो, प्रैक्टिस करो. ऐसे पेपर नीड्स प्रैक्टिस. डिस्कशन वी कैन डू लाइक फॉर 4 hours 5 hours वी कैन डिस्कस ऑन वन टॉपिक. पॉजिटिव्स क्या है, नेगेटिव्स क्या है, ऐसे होना चाहिए. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू राइटिंग टू 1000 or 1500 words, then it becomes a problem. So please do write. Then there was another topic like tourism. Can this be the best? Can this be the next big thing for India? That was another topic last year. So again you can relate it with different aspects from your syllabus which is required in an essay. Yes, it can be a big thing. What all aspects can be included? How it can be a big thing? Economy, apart from that, job opportunities, okay, GDP, or our Prime Minister everywhere going, he is talking to the diaspora, he has gone to China, he has gone to Mongolia, and he is saying कि Buddhist, we have a Buddhist link, IR में भी ये बहुत important हो गया है, tourism, soft power. So this is how you have to link. Essay is nothing, it's not very something very like rocket science, it is very simple. The only thing which is required is keep your eyes, ears open and try to think, if this is one topic, then what is the opposite side of this topic, and then analyze the things. And if you come across some news, please read it. Even सड़क पे चलते हुए, metro में चढ़ते हुए, there are some very beautiful ads by the government of India. Like last month also, there was one ad, metros. वो राधा चूड़ी वाली को जोहान्सबर्ग में सब जानते हैं, फलाने ऑटो वाले को अमेरिका में सब जानते हैं. What does this show? This shows behavioral change, and there was a topic on tourism. You can put it, how tourism can develop in India. So if there is some ad is there, or anything will help you to improve your essay. It's not difficult, it's way of life. Every day think about things and relate it. Your essay will be very good. That's all. Do you want to know something more? Ask something more? Writing, see, a good essay can be without any data, without any quotes. At the same time, you can put quotes also. It's all how you are presenting your ideas. If you have quotes, it's an added advantage. If you don't have, then also you are getting good marks. It's not compulsory that you should recall all the quotes, but if you have, that's good. But that does not mean in one essay you are putting 20 quotes. No, it should be as per the demand of the question, and it should be minimum 1, 2, 3. Nothing like 20 quotes भर दिया बहुत मिलेगा. Yes?
Can an essay be in a plan manner, like does it have a structure like answer writing?
For answer writing, your essay, introduction, then main body, then conclusion. Introduction can be anything. It can be like a preface to a book. मतलब आप पूरे essay का summary वहाँ लिखते हो. It can be something started with an interrogation. Say for example, if you have something on, say, food security, you can write a beggar outside PDS shop. Is it a food security? And then you can continue your essay. You can start with a quote. If something is asked about, say, true learning or education, then you can quote like Einstein has said, I do not teach my pupil, I provide them opportunities to learn. You can start with the quote, or you can start with a story also. Story, many people have that beautiful style of writing stories. So you can start with story also. Then conclusion part, conclusion should always be positive, futuristic, because it shows your personality. Of course problems are there, but you know how to tackle those problems. You are positive. So always try to end up with something positive, something futuristic. Take your essay to a next level. Okay, futuristic means you are writing something which is doable in the near future. It's not like you are say about like tourism. You are mentioning something, we will be promoting space tourism from India after 100 years. No, this is not futuristic. Vision 2020, when was it written? 2000. Kalam, 20 years vision. SDGs 2015 to 2030. Yes, 2030. Then housing for all, 2022. So vision should be 20-25 years, and these visions are made by administrators, present administrators, and future administrators should also reflect the vision which is doable. And if you are talking about something which is like negative, don't end in a negative tone. It shows that you are a negative personality. Even in your interviews also, when they are putting you some question, if you don't know, say simply no, but don't bluff. कुछ भी positive, negative सब expect बताओ. It should reflect that you are a positive person, you are a thinking person, and that is what is required from your personality. Yeah.
If it's
it's a famous quote-based essay. Is it necessary to mention the name of the person who has said those lines?
I can give you one example, like poverty is the worst form of violence. Gandhiji has told this famous quote, poverty is the worst form of violence. Then in this case, many times what students do is they justify why Gandhiji said this. Okay, you can do that, but that will be your average essay. In the first paragraph you may justify.
We don't know the name like this.
Then a famous personality has given a very good quote. You can write like that. It's not like you have to write in inverted commas. Essence of the thing will go. And then like this topic, poverty. Then you can take different dimensions of poverty. There are so many kinds of poverty. Physical poverty, mental poverty, social poverty, nutritional poverty. Yeah, all kinds of poverties are there. And violence is also physical violence, emotional violence. Right now the crisis going on in Europe is migration, and what mental violence the children are going through. Yeah, so try to have that wider perspective. And I would again suggest you for definitions like poverty, empowerment, read the definitions given by World Bank, by IMF, because it gives you wider horizon. It's not only income poverty. Poverty is lack of drinking water is poverty. Lack of sanitation is poverty. Go through the reports, like nutritional report has come, World Nutritional Report is there, WDR is there. At least read the executive summary or the introduction or the conclusion. That will widen your horizons and that will help you to link and think from various perspectives. Yeah?
How to approach in negative?
Negative essay, like, give example.
Globalization has shadowed the Indian culture.
Globalization has shadowed the Indian culture. Then you are first try to substantiate the topic, how globalization has shadowed the Indian culture. But then glocalization, are you aware of the term glocalization? Yeah, so glocalization has also happened. At the same time, our yoga, our Ayush has also become famous all over the world. Suddenly our handicraft and all, everything has become hotcakes in the foreign market. So this is because of globalization. So of course if you want to substantiate the negative aspect, but still positive bhi hai uska, that you have to tell.
And more of the points should be given from the negative points, or both have to be.
It's up to you what all points you know and how is the flow going on. But yes, positive points are required, because globalization ka sab kuch negative nahi, nothing has only the negative aspects. Everything is negative as well as positive aspects. So that, and then in the conclusion you have to be positive, futuristic. Then you can say how we can check the negatives of globalization, then global governance and all those things, ethics, morality, how to respect others' culture, at the same time think globally, act locally, these kind of things, balance things. Any more questions? Yeah. See, structuring is also required, but first thing is, if you haven't prepared for essay, first develop your thought process. Because what happens at times, supposingly this is a pen. From various perspectives, how can you think about this pen? Pen, writing tool, it can be used as a weapon, dart, it can be used to measure this. Measurement, maybe it can be used to measure length, breadth, yeah, even volume. There are certain words written on this. This can be used to teach a child, this is W, this is H, this is I. So when you are thinking, give your 100% to thinking and then try to structure it. And question yourself, structure and flow will come. Supposedly there is a topic, should capital punishment be there in a civilized society? Then structuring part will come. Okay, ask yourself questions. What is a capital punishment? Why is it there in the society? Why it should not be there in the society? What should be done to remove this? So flow will come automatically. Like tourism part was there last time, the question 2014. Can tourism be a big thing for India? Then think, okay, why tourism is growing? Why UPS is asking me this? Why tourism is growing? You can start with this. Then what all are the resources that we have in India that will promote tourism? Okay. If tourism is promoted, then what all will be the benefit? Next paragraph you can write this. Then okay, we have so much of resource, we know these are the benefits, but still why we are not able to do it? Highlight the problems. And then conclusion, how we can overcome these problems. So whenever any topic comes, ask yourself question, what, why, how, then, where, and automatically. But when you are thinking, then just think, develop your thought process, then ask questions and arrange your things. Your essay will be complete. Very simple, it's very simple, it's not a rocket science. वो हम लोग बना लेते हैं कि भैया ऐसे का पेपर है, क्या लिखना है, अंग्रेजी जितनी आती है ठीक है, ग्रामर ठीक होना चाहिए हमारा, हम अंग्रेजी में लिखे, हम हिंदी में लिखे, हम उड़िया में लिखे, हम बंगाली में लिखे, your grammar should be there, it should be simple. Simple means easy to understand. You are not there sitting to explain to the examiner why I have written this point. It should be very simple. Angus Deaton जिनको अभी नोबेल मिला है, उनकी book, it's very simple. Have you read Argumentative Indians? It's very simple. God of Small Things, Arundhati Roy, it's very simple. All the great people. Simplicity is the key for UPSC. Don't make it complex. If you have linguistic skills, if you have lexicon skills, good. But if you don't have, people are getting selected from remote areas without coming to any coaching institute. Yeah, they want to know your personality. बाकी तो वो सिखाई देते हैं ना वहाँ पे. चलो.
This session is for economy, and I won't take more than 30 or 40 minutes of you. Like first of all, are you all graduate? Completed your graduation and post graduation? Okay. Then you are all going to appear for next year, 2016. Okay, fine. Now first of all, tell me how many of you actually seen the syllabus before starting preparing for this exam? The syllabus of this exam, that is prelims as well as the mains examination. Raise your hand. How many of you actually seen the syllabus before starting this exam preparation? Like around 50, only 20-30% people have actually seen the syllabus. Why not the other? Why the other people have not bothered about seeing the syllabus? Is it like you can pass this exam just without seeing the syllabus and without knowing the topic? How many of you are actually reading the newspaper currently? All. Which newspaper? A common one. You all know. Hindu. Actually, the Hindu, not Hindu only. The Hindu newspaper. Okay. How many of you are providing around more than 1 hour to going through the various things provided in the newspaper daily? 1 घंटे से ज़्यादा कितने लोग लगाते हैं डेली इस न्यूज़पेपर के अंदर? ऑलमोस्ट सभी लगाते हैं. और कितने लोग 1 घंटे से कम में से निपटा देते हैं? चलिए 2-3 हैं समझदार लोग. देखिए फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, व्हेन इट कम्स टू रीडिंग दिस पेपर, that you have to be very much aware about the topics of your mains examination, because unless until you are not having a proper knowledge that what kind of topics are being given in the mains examination syllabus, then it will be very difficult to judge which topic you need to read and which topic you need to live in the newspaper. Like certain topics that requires continuous updation, like first of all the updation that you'll get in the economy section, that is a section in which you'll get a maximum updation daily. Second is the polity and governance, under that you'll get a lot of updations. Third, IR, international relations. Fourth, social issues. And then fifth topic is science and technology. Okay. So if you are having a proper knowledge that what kind of topics are being clear cut given in these areas, then it will be very easy for you to judge which topic I need to read and which topic I need to leave in the Hindu newspaper. Otherwise what you'll do, you'll start reading everything in this paper, and that will take around 1 hour, 2 hours. In fact, some people are providing even 2.5 or 3 hours to this newspaper, because if you're having the knowledge about the topic, then it won't be very difficult for you to know or judge which articles I need to read, because the people which are providing maximum time in this Hindu newspaper is the 2 editorial page. Okay, the one under that you're having 1 big editorial, then 2 small this side, and the next page you are having 1 big here, 1 column, big column here, and then after that you are having 1 more article here. So in total you are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 articles, and that, I think, that is the most boring part of the Indian newspaper, I believe. Yes or no? So point is, I need to decide which thing I need to read, and that I will be able to decide if I'm having the knowledge about the topics, not about the breadth of the topic or depth of the topic. I just need to know about the topics which is being part of my mains examination syllabus. So out of that, I'm pretty sure that every day you're not getting more than 2 or maximum 3 articles that you need to read out of this 6 or 7 articles daily. So first thing what you can do for this examination, please go through the syllabus properly of mains examination. Like before 5 years, it was kind of compulsion for us to read everything because the main syllabus was not defined. But now your syllabus is being divided into 4 papers and you are having every topic provided by UPSC. And that is a very good thing part of the UPSC, that every year the question paper of the mains examination is coming from these topics only. They are not asking anything outside of it. Because earlier it was very difficult for me to decide कि पढ़ना क्या है, छोड़ना क्या है. But अब you are having everything in front of you. So अगर आपको ये नहीं पता होगा कि पढ़ना क्या है, छोड़ना क्या है, तो आप उस गोल तक कैसे पहुंच पाएंगे, the goal which you want to reach in your life. देखिए, first of all, this exam is not tough, I am telling you. Tough in the sense, in terms of preparation of the topic, it is not tough. Why? Because you need to read everything on a general perspective. Yes or no? When it comes to reading science and technology, you just need to read what is Agni 5 or Agni 6. The payload, the capacity, how we are going to use it, whether it's a strategic missile or it's a defense missile, what kind of things are being there. You just need to know basic. You're not required to know the composition of the missile, that what kind of equipments I'm using and what kind of things I'm being provided in the missile. You just need to know general thing. Why? Why UPSC wants you to read everything in this exam? History, geography, polity, economics, IR, everything you need to read. No other exam in this country is requiring you to read everything. Why? Why history? कई बार हमारे दिमाग में आता है हिस्ट्री पढ़वा के क्या करेंगे? I just need to run the administration of the country. But point ये है, if tomorrow you will be appointed as a Secretary of Archaeological Survey of India, that time you need the knowledge of history. That's why they're asking you to read history. Suppose tomorrow you will be part of the defense ministry and you're appointed as a defense secretary. That time you need to have a knowledge of defense. So that's why they're asking you to read missile system. ISRO, that you need to read about, the satellite system. That's why they're asking you to read. Suppose you're going in a district. If you're not knowing the geographical condition of a district, how you can plan to develop your area? And that will be provided by what? If you are very good in terms of, not very good, if you are having a basic knowledge about the topography or the geographical condition of your area. That's why they are asking you to read everything. इसलिए ये नहीं है कि यूपीएससी ने सिलेबस बहुत ही आर्बिट तरीके से कुछ भी बना दिया है. They are very smart in terms of making the syllabus and they are providing you what things you need to read. Okay. Secondly, if you read the, if you see the vastness of this exam, around 17 areas are there that you need to prepare in the general studies. Polity, IR, governance, science and technology, ethics, integrity, polity, what not they are asking you. They are asking you everything. In total, how many areas? Count it, you will find 17 different areas are being part of main syllabus. That is a guarantee because I have myself prepared the syllabus in such a way that I am able to differentiate the topics in 17 broad areas. You are having 17 topics plus one essay, okay? Moreover, one optional paper. Under that, you are having 2 subjects. Yes or no? You are having 2 papers plus you are having one English paper that you need to prepare. English is very easy for you to pass, but Hindi is not easy. You have to prepare for Hindi or your language paper because Hindi is a paper that we used to read in 8th standard or 9th standard, but after that we are not reading Hindi. So that's a very very poor in terms of in terms of this matra, full stop and the other. कुछ लोग हिंदी के पेपर में full stop कैसे लगाते हैं? That is a full stop they're using. While the full stop is what? This one. Yes or no? Because we forget everything. Why? Because we are reading Hindi, around 6 or 7 years back. It's an old thing. That's why every year I'm telling you around 3,000 to 4,000 people are failing in the mains examination and they're not able to clear this language paper. Hindi medium people are not able to pass English paper and the English medium people are not able to pass the language paper. That is the main issue. वो अलग बात है कि इंग्लिश का पेपर इतना ईजी हो गया कि बस यूपीएससी ने काउ को ऐसे नहीं पूछा इस बार, इट इज सो ईजी। वरना तो काउ में 4 लाख यही होते हैं ना, 2 हैंड्स भी होते हैं, ओनली 4 lakhs। सो यू आर हैविंग दिस थिंग 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 area that you need to prepare for UPSC exam. Okay, everyone generally is providing around 1 year for the preparation, and the 1 year is the entire process of clearing this exam. It starts from the month of August and ends in the month of July, June, July. So you are having around 365 days to prepare this. Yes or no? या फिर पंचवर्षीय योजना लेके आए हैं? Okay, if you divide it by 21, then on an average you are having around 21 days to prepare this exam. 21 days for one subject. So imagine how less time you are having to prepare this examination. Because we are not knowing the, the criticality of the time management in this exam. That's why we keep on reading everything. चाय की दुकान पे आप गए चाय पीने के लिए, शाम को जनरली आप रूम में जब यहाँ रहते हैं तो पूरे दिन पढ़ के बोर हो जाते हैं, और शाम को कहाँ जाते हैं? चाय पीने, जूस पीने, जाते नहीं जाते हैं? वहाँ पे आपको 2-3 महान आदमी मिलेंगे who are having lot of experience, who prepare for UPSC for the last 4-5 years. 2 मेंस लिख चुके हैं, इंटरव्यू दे चुके हैं, इसलिए उनका जो इंटेलेक्चुअल लेवल होता है ना वो IAS से भी ज़्यादा हो जाता है। प्रॉब्लम ये है। सो दे विल स्टार्ट टेलिंग यू टू रीड सो मेनी थिंग्स। तूने ये मैगजीन पढ़ी, तूने वो बुक रेफर करी, हैव यू रीड दिस, हैव यू रीड दैट? नो, यू विल बिकम टेंस एंड नाउ यू विल से यार मैं तो कुछ कर ही नहीं रहा, उसने तो इतना कुछ कर लिया। So I need to read so many other things also. So you start buying magazines, you start buying new books, and what you do, you simply left everything that you actually planned before coming to this exam. तो आपने जो प्लान किया था वो छोड़ दिया, जो दूसरे ने बताया वो अडॉप्ट कर लिया। And I'm telling you, whenever you are adopting the planning of someone else, it is never successful, because everyone is having a different intellectual level. So you need to make your own plan to clear this exam, I'm telling you. Okay, so do not go by the advice of other people, make your own planning. Under that, just go through the various points. First of all, go through the syllabus. After seeing the syllabus, just go through the last 2 or 3 years. I'm not saying go through the 10 years or 5 years of paper. Just go through the last 2 or 3 years of prelims examination paper and 2 or 3 years of mains examination question paper, so that you will be able to see what kind of question levels are being there. Because when you read something in the newspaper, in books, in magazines, you will be able to decide that at what level I need to keep my preparation. You getting my point or not? जब आपके माइंड में सिलेबस होगा, आपने क्वेश्चंस का लेवल देखा होगा, तो आपके लिए बहुत ईजी होगा टू डिसाइड कि व्हाट काइंड ऑफ लेवल आई नीड टू प्रिपेयर दिस। अब मान लीजिए आप बैठे मिसाइल पढ़ने के लिए, इंटरेस्ट आने लगा कि चल भैया आज तो पूरी मिसाइल पढ़ूंगा, मिसाइल बनती कैसे है, कौन कौन से पेलोड लगाए हैं, बारूद कहाँ से लिया है, वो कहाँ से लिया है, यू स्टार्ट रीडिंग एवरीथिंग, एंड दैट इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड, आई एम टेलिंग यू. So if you are having the basic knowledge that what kind of level of question is there in the UPSC, then it will be very easy for you to judge the preparation level. Otherwise, you will keep on wasting your time, I am telling you. If you are going through the newspaper properly, Hindu, do not buy any magazine. Because if you properly see the magazines like Pratyogita Darpan, this Chronicle, you will find that only cut, copy, paste is there from this newspaper. And they're providing an entire month news that you've already read. So if you've already gone through the newspaper, what is the point of buying? But if you're still buying, do not provide lot of time in terms of reading the magazine. Just glance through it. कि by chance मेरे से कुछ छूट तो नहीं गया है. The only magazine in this examination which is good in this field is Civil Service Time, because you will find this Pratyogita Darpan and this Chronicle are being writing for the purpose of this bank PO and SSC also, because when they saw their market is going down, in terms of reach of the civil service aspirant, they started targeting this bank PO and SSC people also. So you will find lot of content that is a part of, and Chronicle पढ़ने में वैसा मजा नहीं आता, क्यों? उसकी पेज की क्वालिटी अच्छी नहीं है, वो फील नहीं आती है कि यार अच्छी चीज़ नहीं मिली हाथ में. So this magazine CST, I'm not propounding this, I'm just telling you very brief about this magazine. In this magazine, Civil Service Time, first 20 to 30 pages are good. Why? Because this is the only magazine in market which is covering very comprehensively IR and economic issue of India. and the remaining magazine again is a part of Hindu. Why? They're only providing the news from the Hindu newspaper, Indian Express, Economic Time and the other. So just first 20-25 pages, under that you will get around 6 to 7 good articles, and that they are covering very comprehensively from every aspect. So that will help you in terms of preparing the IR and economy, and the remaining thing not required. Okay. Moreover, Yojana, the second magazine that you can refer. Otherwise, do not refer any. And what is a good way to reading magazine? Do not try to finish the magazine in just 1 or 2 days. It's a monthly magazine, so you provide entire month for this. Take one article today, day after tomorrow one more article in Yojana again, read one article today, after 2 days one more article. In this way, when you read magazine in such a way, you will be able to retain things. Otherwise होगा क्या, पूरी magazine 2 दिन में पढ़ जाएंगे, retain कुछ भी नहीं कर पाएंगे. Point समझ पा रहे हैं? Provide discipline in terms of reading things, because I'm telling you this is not tough. The only thing is we are not able to plan properly for this. If we plan properly, we are not able to implement it properly. So plan and implement it. Like I'll tell you, when I used to prepare for civil service, I gave my last attempt in 2011-12, and after that I started taking classes from 2012 onwards, from the month of August. I appeared for interview twice. Like in our group, like as I am from Delhi School of Economics, okay, in my group there were 13 people were there who prepared for civil service. Currently 11 are in service. 5th rank, 6th rank, 73rd, 93rd, 176, 420, this kind of ranks we are having in our group. 3 IAS, 3 IPS are there, and moreover in the other allied services. We are also having the youngest IRS commissioner of India in our group. He is currently posted in Vadodara. Like, we always follow only Hindu newspaper and these 2 magazines, that's all. Though we were buying sometime Chronicle and the other thing, but we were not providing a lot of time in terms of going through these magazines. Second thing, when it comes to preparing, like prelims is a way to eliminate people and mains is able to select people. You know that 4.5 lakh लोग बैठे थे इस बार, कितने पास हुए हैं? Around 16-17,000. But in the 16-17,000, now they will choose around 33 or 3,400 people for the interview. Now they will choose among you. You getting my point or not? In the prelims, they were eliminating you. So in the mains, generally 2 things are there, that is being kind of confusion to the student. Whether I should write in the point form or in the paragraph form when it comes to writing the answer. I'm telling you, do not bother about this. Use whatever form you want to use. We used everything in our group and we were always able to score a lot of good marks. You getting my point or not? Because so many institutes will tell you, write in paragraph form only. Point is not good. And some will tell you, only write in point. Paragraph is not good. अरे यार वो क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है, हमें अपने हिसाब से आंसर करने दो. UPSC only wants the content has to be good of the answer. They will never ask you that you have to write answer in a paragraph or point form. कहीं देखा है आपने लिखा हुआ कि हमें पैराग्राफ या पॉइंट में आंसर चाहिए? कभी नहीं बोला UPSC ने. So write the way in which you are comfortable. Do not bother about these things. Okay. So that you can do. Moreover, when it comes to preparing this section of economy in the paper 3, that consists of around 135 to 145 marks in your mains paper. That means out of 1000 marks of paper, this paper is having around 15% weightage in your paper of economy. Like when it comes to reading economics, like if you want to prepare of your own, first of all, there is no standard book to prepare. Why? Because economy is very, very vast. Under that, you have to connect so many things when it comes to understanding it. So what you can do, like if you really want to prepare of your own, then first of all, go through the 9th to 12th NCERT and only those part which is related to macroeconomics and the Indian economy, that's all. After that, what you can do, you can buy any good book from the market like Datan Sundaram. You are having this I.C. Dhingra. These books are there that you can refer. Okay. Under that, these books are kind of very bulky, around 2000 pages. Just try to pick those topics only which are being mentioned in the syllabus. Go through this. Okay. Once you being very much comfortable in terms of basics of economics by reading this NCERT and the 2 books, not the entire books, only those topics which are part of your main syllabus. Okay. Then after that, when the economic survey will be out, read that also. That is more than enough. And moreover, go through the Hindu daily, and moreover on Monday you will find a page that is business review section on Monday, every Hindu, in the Hindu newspaper. Go through this also. If you do these things very seriously, like if you want to prepare for your own, then I think you will be able to cover around 60 to 70% of the economics. But under that you have to make a lot of efforts in terms of understanding the things, and in terms of knowing the things that UPSC is asking. You getting my point or not? Now, that is a way to prepare of your own. When it comes to covering economics by me in class, I'm taking only 70 to 75 hours in classroom to cover this. So that means if I'm having 3 hours class, so I'll take around 25 class to cover this entire thing. Under that, I'm covering prelims and main section both simultaneously. Here the institute will provide you notes that they prepared by their own expert team. Okay, that is very good. And moreover, you'll also get printed notes from my side also, that I have prepared from various textbooks like this Ishwar Dhingra, Datan Sundaram, NCERT's Economic Survey, Government of India's website, and the other reports provided by Government of India that I prepared of my own. So that after reading this, my class notes, जो हम class में discuss करेंगे, जो मैं आपको लिखवाऊंगा, plus this notes around in the range of 220 to 240 pages. Now that is more than enough to cover the 80% of the economic from your UPSC point of view, because nobody can guarantee you of 100%, I'm telling you. If any institute is saying that I'm going to cover 100% of this and you'll get every question, it is not possible. Yes, I can take, I can promise you in terms of providing all the questions of prelims examination from the notes. But in case of mains examination, sometimes they're asking such kind of question that is, completely outside the level of intellect of any person. कि कई बार ऐसा पूछ लेते हैं कि जो टॉपिक एकदम irrelevant होता है या फिर जो हमने कभी सोचा नहीं होता है, कभी उस तरह से पूछ लेते हैं. So the printed notes, the class notes, and there's no other thing required to prepare this thing. When it covers to discussing things, I start everything from very basic. First of all, I'll try to clear a basic. Why? Because unless until you're not having a good basics to understand economics, you won't be able to connect things. The kind of sequence we are following when it comes to starting class, I'll start with GDP. Then after that we are doing banking. Then we are doing fiscal policy, and then we are doing inflation. Then capital market, and then foreign trade and foreign exchange. Like these topics, when we cover in the class, you can say the 90% of the prelim syllabus will be covered, because from prelims they are asking question from these areas mainly. Then after that we will start connecting things, specifically the mains examination syllabus. So we'll cover this thing from both pre and mains, and then after that whatever topic is being left we'll cover from completely mains perspective, like land reforms, food processing industry, food security. You're having investment models. Then you're having these topics like technology missions, economic from animal rearing. These kind of topics are being there. Then international organizations like WTO, IMF, World Bank, these topics are being provided. So then after that we'll start connecting things, with the things that we discussed earlier in the class. Now, point is, there's a one way to take this class further, that I'll provide you one topic from my own side. And the second way is that I will ask you or invite you in terms of ask whatever you want to ask in the economics section. Okay? जो आप पूछना चाहते हैं, you want to ask anything you want to ask regarding the examination preparation, that you can also ask. It's an open invitation. Okay? जो आपको पूछना है, लगता है जो टॉपिक अभी चल रहा है, पूछना है कि कैसे डिस्कस हो सकता है, क्या उसके बेसिक्स हो सकते हैं, वो पूछ सकते हैं, या फिर आप कहिए तो मैं अपनी तरफ से कुछ समझाता हूँ आपको, जैसे आप कहेंगे. तो बताइए.
इंडियन इकोनॉमी को जो प्रियंका शर्मा का स्पेशल इशू होता है,
पीडी का, हाँ जी,
वो ज़रूरी है?
नहीं सर वो 450-500 पेज का है, और उसका पेज भी एक A4 साइज का है, तो उसको पढ़ने में कम से कम 2-2.5 महीने निकल जाएंगे. इट्स अ कंप्लीटली फैक्चुअल थिंग, एंड UPSC इज नेवर आस्किंग यू फैक्ट्स, दे आर ओनली आस्किंग यू द कॉन्सेप्ट. सो देयर इज नो नीड टू गो थ्रू दिस. एनी स्पेशल इशू ऑफ दिस PD, geography, economics, polity, whatever it is, the only good thing about this issue is the end pages. Under that you will getting around 1000 questions objective. तो वो क्या कर सकते हैं, किसी मित्र के पास होगी, फोटोस्टेट करा लीजिए, क्यों पैसे खर्च कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, किसी से लीजिए, फोटोस्टेट कराइए, उसको प्रैक्टिस कर लीजिए, दैट इज गुड, एंड दैट यू कैन प्रैक्टिस ओनली आफ्टर व्हेन यू आर बीइंग डन विद योर प्रिपरेशन, ठीक है, वो कर सकते हैं। बाकी स्पेशल इश्यूज पढ़ने पे ज़्यादा टाइम मत लगाइए, इट विल टेक, देखिए मैं आपको इसलिए मैंने आपको बताया वाई टॉपिक्स आर बीइंग, सो मेनी टॉपिक्स आर देयर, टाइम इज लिमिटेड and that is up to you how you want to manage this exam. If you'll provide lot of time on one thing in terms of reading the spatial issues and the other, then simply you are wasting your time, nothing else. Yes.
So how important are the previous year questions in context of government?
How many, how?
Important are previous year questions in context of government?
देखिए, previous year question will provide you kind of, a level at which you need to prepare. For example, there's a one question provided by UPSC 3 years back. If the SLR, that is statutory liquidity ratio, is being dismantled, who will get the maximum benefit out of it? There was a question. How many of you know what is SLR, statutory liquidity ratio? पता है क्या होता है आप लोगों को ये? Tell me. If no, please tell me. Yes, ma'am.
Minimum requirement which every commercial bank has to keep as a cash reserve with themselves.
With themselves. Perfect. देखिए, what is the current ratio? 20, 21.5. चलिए एक मिनट रुकिए, कितने लोग कहते 23% है, हमने से 23%, 1, 2, हमने से 22%, कितने लोग कहते 22% है, 1, 2, 21, 21.5 वाले कितने हैं, चलिए 3-4 है, बाकी लोग कंप्लीटली इंडिफरेंट, हमारा रेशो थोड़ी है, यस और नो, दैट इज द करंट रेशियो ऑफ SLR. नाउ like when it comes to running a bank, you know that cash is coming from depositors and you're providing this cash as a loan to the various customers. So bank in between is making some kind of a margin, and that is a profit, that works as a profit for the bank. Now in this case, when I'm having deposit, so I'm also using this money for the purpose of running my bank, because at one point of time when it comes to starting my bank, I will provide initial capital from my side, but after that I'll start using the money provided by my depositors for the purpose of running the bank in terms of maintenance of branches, payment of salary to my employees and the other thing. Okay. Currently, every bank has to provide 21.5% of the depositors' money in the form of cash, or you can say gold also, and in the form of government securities. That is the two things are being there, cash, gold and government security. Now, as you know that if you're keeping cash at your home, then it will simply decrease, it will never increase. हमारे खर्चे बढ़ जाते हैं, हम कैश घर पे रखते हैं ज़्यादा. Yes or no? In the same manner, if the bank is keeping cash with it and they're not using it, in this case, certainly it will not decrease, but it will also not increase. Yes or no? So thing is, on this cash which is being part of depositors' money, they have to provide currently 3% of interest, because now the interest rate has been reduced in the saving account. It was earlier 4, now it is 3. ठीक है कि 3% तो इंटरेस्ट देना है. अब मैं ये कहाँ से लेके आऊँगा? अगर इसको मैं कैश के रूप में रखे रखूँगा, then I won't be able to pay interest to my bank depositors. So that's why Government of India says that you can also invest this money in the government security. Why Government of India is saying that you can invest in the government security? Because Government of India needs lot of money from the banking system for the purpose of what? For the betterment or development of the economy. Hamari government is a net spender, they need to borrow a lot of money, that's why they provided that you can also keep certain money in the government securities. Yes or no? So when I'm having my 100 rupees deposit, I have to provide 21.5% in the form of cash and the government security. That means certain amount of money I'm keeping with myself in the form of cash and certain amount of money I'm keeping in the form of government security, on which I'm getting currently around 7 to 8% of interest, okay, provided by Government of India. Now tomorrow if this ratio will be dismantled, then you know what happened? When the Government of India will go to the State Bank of India to sell their security, because currently they are buying it. Why? Because they are having a compulsion, because if they will maintain cash, they will not able to earn anything, but if they will buy securities, they will be able to have what? They will be able to have interest from the Government of India. But you know, what kind of image we are having in of the government of India in our mind? क्या बहुत अच्छी इमेज है? कभी बीफ बैन करते हैं, कभी कुछ बैन करते हैं, कभी कुछ चलता रहता है हमारे देश के अंदर. So thing is, when government of India will go to SBI to sell their security, if the SLR is not there, then what State Bank of India will say, sir, I'm not going to buy your security. I will use this money for the purpose of providing this money as a loan to my customers. Because you are paying only me 7%, but my customer is paying currently 9.5% as a loan interest rate. So why should I provide you this money? So if this SLR will be dismantled, who is in loss? It is the government of India. It's a government of India will be the biggest loser if the SLR will be dismantled. So thing is, when it comes to, if you are having this question in your mind, so when you're reading these rates provided by RBI like bank rate, SLR, MSF and the other, then you will be able to decide the level of preparation. You get my point or not? So next time when you're reading this thing, so in terms of having this last year question, they will not ask you altogether same question in the next year paper. But yes, on the basis of that, you can decide that what kind of level I need to provide to read these things. Because every year you will find 1 or 2 questions coming from these ratios. Like this year there was a ratio also, SLR पे साल भी question था, 3 years back भी था, but फर्क ये है कि इस बार question थोड़ा different था, पहले कुछ और था. But thing is, concept is this only. So if you're knowing this much thing, you will be able to write right answer in your prelims paper. That is the point. Okay? Yes. How to? मैम देखिए, अगर शॉर्टकट बताऊं आपको, जस्ट गो थ्रू ओनली द बॉक्सेस प्रोवाइड इन द इकोनॉमिक सर्वे. जो इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में बॉक्सेस होते हैं, आप देखेंगे अलग अलग चैप्टर्स में बॉक्स होते हैं, उनमें कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन होती है. दे आर वेरी कैची एंड दे आर वेरी गुड ऑल्सो इन टर्म्स ऑफ द बेसिक नॉलेज अबाउट द इंडियन इकोनॉमी, सो दैट यू कैन रेफर. And the remaining chapter please avoid. Like when it comes to reading this survey, read boxes. Second, just go through the first chapter of the economic survey, because in the first chapter you will get the summary of economy, and then after that now they are also providing the human development index and the human development chapter also, that you can also refer. So 2 or 3 chapters in detail, and just all the boxes, not all the boxes, certain boxes that have been part of your syllabus, that you can refer, and the remaining thing you can simply avoid. Like this year there's a one most important chapter is the make in India, what to manufacture, service or goods. So there is also a good chapter that you can read. That is the 7th chapter of the first unit of economic survey that you can read, and the remaining thing that you can avoid. Okay, what else? Yes. Business time. Not required. Absolutely not required. You're talking about the company's merger and acquisition, these kind of thing. It is not required from examination point of view. Do not read it. The company's data, company's profit, company's quarterly result, 6 monthly result, yearly result, consolidation, not required. But yes, if tomorrow Government of India will consolidate State Bank of India, that is a good news, because certain reasons are there that will help in terms of making the Indian economy develop. Like, you know that the Government of India is currently having State Bank of India as the largest bank of India. Yes or no? And you are having State Bank of India plus 5 subsidiaries, State Bank of Travancore, Patiala, Jaipur and the other. They want to merge this subsidiary with the State Bank of India. Like earlier it was 7, State Bank of Indore and Saurashtra has been merged. Now 5 are being left. Why Government of India wants to merge this subsidiary with the SBI? There's a one simple reason behind that. Take an example. देखिए कितने आराम से example से समझ में आ जाएगा आपको. Suppose Tata, as a company, they want to build a highway between Delhi to Mumbai. Okay, and that project require, let's suppose, this much amount of money for the construction purpose. And now they are saying, sir, I'll take 5 years to complete this project. Then after that, I'll establish various tolls on the highways, and from this toll, I'll start collecting money. So when I start getting money from this toll thing, I'll start paying your money in the form of EMIs, and I need at least 20 to 25 years to return this money. Point समझ रहे आप? Now, SBI is currently having the largest Bank of India. The total deposit that is being held by the State Bank of India is 391 billion US dollar, and State Bank of India is currently the 66th largest bank of the world. वर्ल्ड का 66वां सबसे बड़ा बैंक है, और सबसे बड़ा बैंक कौन सा है वर्ल्ड का? ICBC, इंडस्ट्रियल कमर्शियल बैंक ऑफ चाइना, बहुत बड़ा बैंक है वर्ल्ड का, लार्जेस्ट है करेंटली। अब देखिए डिपॉजिट कितने हैं? 391 बिलियन। लोन कितने का चाहिए? 25 करोड़। स्मॉल अमाउंट फॉर स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया। स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया क्या कहेगा? सर आई कैन प्रोवाइड यू मनी, बट प्रॉब्लम इज आई कैनॉट प्रोवाइड यू दिस मनी फॉर 25 years because my deposits, though my deposits are high, but every time I need to pay this money back to my customers because the depositor will come, they will say कि sir please return my money। तो होगा क्या? This loan which is an asset of a bank, लोन बैंक की क्या होती है? asset, क्योंकि उससे पैसा मिलेगा इंटरेस्ट के साथ, और डिपॉजिट्स क्या होते हैं बैंक की? लाइबिलिटीज, क्योंकि उनको वो वापस करना है विद इंटरेस्ट। यस और नो? तो कहेगा सर जो मैं आपको ये लोन दे रहा हूँ जो मेरी असेट है, एंड यू विल प्रोवाइड दिस मनी इन अ स्मॉल अमाउंट इन इंस्टॉलमेंट आफ्टर 5 years, सो इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल फॉर मी टू प्रोवाइड। वाई? बिकॉज इफ टुमारो माई कस्टमर विल स्टार्ट डिमांडिंग दिस मनी बैक, फ्रॉम वेयर आई विल प्रोवाइड दिस, एंड दैट लीड्स टू वॉट? असेट एंड लाइबिलिटी मिसमैच बिटवीन द बैंक। और आप लोग तो जानते हैं, इतने शरीफ लोग हैं इंडिया में कि जैसे ही बैंक कुछ थोड़ी सी वो प्रॉब्लम करता है कि पैसा वैसा देने से वो मना करेगा, और हमें थोड़ा सा भी शक हो कि बैंक बैंकरप्ट होने वाला है, हम लोग क्या करते हैं? तोड़ फोड़, मैनेजर को पीटना, जैसे वही हमारा पैसा लेके भाग गया हो। ये हमारा काम है, और अभी से नहीं कर रहे हैं हम, कब से करें? 1940 से हम यही तो करते आ रहे हैं। अब देखिए प्रॉब्लम क्या है? इफ स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया सब्सिडरीज विल बी मर्ज्ड विद द स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया, देन यू कैन से the total deposits will increase to around 600 billion US dollar, and will become one of the top 25 bank in the world. When deposits are very high, you will be able to provide big amount of loan for long duration, and that is the reason that why Government of India wants to merge the subsidiaries of State Bank of India with the SBI, so that we will be able to provide good amount of loan for longer duration। क्योंकि हमारी इकोनॉमी में हमारी गवर्नमेंट टारगेट्स ऐसी रखती है, दैट इज वेरी एम्बिशियस। इन 12th5-year प्लान वी सेट वी विल स्पेंड $1 trillion इन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ओनली। अब भैया पैसा होना भी तो चाहिए इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए, और वो कहाँ से आएगा? बैंक से। ठीक है, द गुड अमाउंट ऑफ मनी विल प्रोवाइडेड बाय द बैंकिंग सिस्टम। अंडर दैट इफ द बैंक इज नॉट एबल टू प्रोवाइड गुड अमाउंट ऑफ मनी, देन व्हाट हैपेंड? वी वॉन्ट बी एबल टू फुलफिल द डिमांड ऑफ आवर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। इसलिए हम इसे कंसोलिडेट करना चाहते हैं। अगर कभी आप उसके ऊपर आर्टिकल देखें, देन गो थ्रू इट कि व्हाट काइंड ऑफ पॉइंट्स आर बीइंग प्रोवाइडेड बाय द पर्सन हु इज राइटिंग द आर्टिकल। यस और नो? अब देखिए कंसोलिडेशन हो नहीं पाया, तो आरबीआई ने नया तरकीब निकाली, 525 रूल। पढ़ा आपने इसके बारे में? व्हाट इज 525 रूल इंट्रोड्यूस्ड बाय आरबीआई रिसेंटली? बताइए।
Maximum of 5 owners, and none of them should have more than 25% exposure towards the bank.
25% exposure।
I mean, they should not, their holding should not exceed 25%.
ओके, देखिए एग्जैक्टली है क्या 525 रूल। अब देखिए है, ये समझ में आया आपको असेट एंड लायबिलिटी मिसमैच क्यों हो रहा है, क्यों हम कंसोलिडेट करना चाह रहे हैं। अब नहीं हो पा रहा तो हमें कुछ नई तरकीब निकालनी पड़ेगी। आरबीआई ने कहा कि ठीक है यार, वो तो काम हो नहीं रहा है, कुछ नया करते हैं तूफानी टाइप। नाउ सपोज आई नीड टू टेक दिस मच अमाउंट ऑफ लोन और 25,000 करोड़। आई वेंट टू ICICI बैंक, आई सेड कि सर आई नीड दिस मच अमाउंट ऑफ लोन, प्लीज प्रोवाइड मी। ओके, ऐसे ठीक है ले जाओ, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, टेक दिस मनी, provide me this money in installment every year. For 5 years, I am returning this money to ICICI Bank in small installment. Okay. Suppose after 5 years, the total loan amount is 24,000 करोड़, क्योंकि इस पर इंटरेस्ट भी लगेगा, EMI भी बड़ी बनेगी, और स्टार्टिंग में तो मुझे पैसा भी नहीं मिलने वाला टोल से। क्यों? क्योंकि मेरी रोड अभी बन रही है। Yes or no? So after 5 years, my loan amount is how much? 24,000 करोड़. So what I'll do? I'll go to Bank of Baroda. Sir, I need this much amount of loan. Now they will take this money from Bank of Baroda, return to ICICI Bank. अब जो asset and liability mismatch का पंगा था वो खत्म हो गया, उनके पास कैश आ गया, 5 साल इसके पास लोन चलेगा। ठीक है। Now suppose after 5 years the loan amount is 20,000 करोड़, 4 करोड़ रिटर्न कर दिया इसको। Now after that they will go to what? दे विल गो टू स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया, सर 20,000 करोड़ का लोन चाहिए, आई नीड टू प्रोवाइड दिस मनी बैक टू बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा, उनका असर लायबिलिटी मिसमैच का पंगा हो रहा है, इनसे इतना लिया, इसको प्रोवाइड किया, नाउ एसबीआई की बारी आई, इनको लोन वापस किया, मान लीजिए आफ्टर 5 years, नाउ इट इज दी 10,000 करोड़, क्योंकि टोल का बहुत पैसा आने लग गया, कलेक्शन होने लगी दिल्ली से मुंबई के बीच में। नाउ आफ्टर, अब कितने बैंक इन्वॉल्व हो गए, 1 2 3 15 साल हो गए। नाउ आई विल गो टू वन, लेट सपोज ये तो छोटा बैंक है, सिंडिकेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया, कि सर इतना लोन दे दीजिए, 5 साल इसको वापस किया, देन लास्ट बैंक, बिकॉज नाउ 25 years, सो आई कैन मैक्सिमम स्विच 5 बैंक्स। सो नाउ आई विल गो टू, लेट सपोज बैंक ऑफ इंडिया को मैंने वापस किए 5 साल में, now this much amount of money has been left. So lastly I went to, let's suppose this Indian Overseas Bank, अब इनसे इतने का लोन लिया, 5 साल में इनको रिटर्न करके लोन क्लोज कर दिया, फाइन। So now problem is this 525 rule mean that you can switch over loan to after 5 years from the other bank and they will refinance this money, so that we will be able to provide adequate financing for the infrastructure projects in India. You getting my point or not? So when you're having these kind of updates in your paper, go through it, try to understand, okay, so that you will be able to provide. Because when it, like suppose a question will come in a mains examination, what kind of measures have been taken by government of India in the recent time when it comes to financing the infrastructure? So you can provide this example also, that we have launched 525 rules under that we are being providing refinancing facility after 5 years for the purpose of bank loan. You getting my point or not? So that is the way. Yes, any other question you want to ask?
Sir, in the Monday review, you talk about investment, कि what is the current market?
छोड़ दीजिए उसे, दैट इज़ अ पर्सनल व्यू, और मेरे पर्सनल व्यू क्या है, उसके पर्सनल व्यू क्या है, दैट इज़ नॉट रिक्वायर्ड। आई जस्ट वांट टू नो द जनरल व्यू। जनरल व्यू आपको मिलेंगे बुक से, ठीक है। अगर आपको मान लीजिए बहुत ही कैची लाइन मिलती है, इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ बाय दिस, अगर किसी इकोनॉमिस्ट का सेक्शन हो, किसी इकोनॉमिस्ट ने बोला, किसी थिंकर ने बोला, तब तो डेफिनेटली इंटरव्यू को पढ़िए।
So recently, there was an article about the stone industry, like the power, how Latin America is taking over, and how China is coming over, and Indian players like Tamil Nadu, the famous no more, dominating the market space. मतलब वो
इस केस में आप ये देखिए, ये जो चीट है आपकी किस टॉपिक में फिट होगी। अगर आपको लगता है फिट हो सकती है तो उसे पढ़िए, अगर आपको लगता है फिट नहीं हो सकती है छोड़ दीजिए। BOT तो is a kind of a concept, broad concept. Under that you are not supposed, UPSC will never ask you these specific questions कि we are having this thing in the stone industry, we need to do this. But yes, when it comes to providing this topic in terms of international relation, कि अगर हम स्टोन इंडस्ट्री के अंदर हमारा अफ्रीका के साथ कुछ पैक्ट हुआ है, या वहाँ पे हमने माइनिंग कंपनीज कुछ ली हैं, अगर वो इन्फॉर्मेशन है दैट यू कैन यूज़ इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रोवाइडिंग द इंडियन अफ्रीकन रिलेशनशिप, तो यूज़ हो सकता है। अदरवाइज इकोनॉमी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से स्पेसिफिक सेक्टर्स रिक्वायर्ड नहीं है। हाँ, अगर आप वो IR बेसिस पे देखेंगे देन इट्स फाइन, अगर वहाँ पे कुछ ऐसा पॉइंट मिला है। अदरवाइज इकोनॉमी पर्सपेक्टिव से इतना स्पेसिफिक UPSC नहीं। आप पेपर देखिए, दे विल नेवर आस्क यू स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चंस लाइक दिस। यस, how much?
Under this rule, this 525 rule, if the party with the client who has taken the loan, if he wants to prolong the period, like 25 years.
25 years beyond that?
Yeah, if due to
No.
some reasons his cost overrun is there.
That they can't do as per this rule. If they will try to do it, then they will be known as a defaulter. तभी तो 25 साल का दिया। पहले क्या करते थे, 10-11 साल में वो कोशिश कर, पहले बैंक आपको 11 साल के लिए 12 साल के लिए फाइनेंस करता था, आपने वो किया, अब 12 साल के बाद आप डिफ़ॉल्ट कर जाते थे। तो बैंक ने कहा डिफ़ॉल्ट मत करो, RBI ने कहा कि आपके बैंक को हम लोन को स्विच करा देंगे दूसरे के ऊपर। इसलिए तो 25 साल, लाइक इन USA विल गेट 30 years is a kind of a good period, under that you can finance the loan, but because they are having a huge deposit. HSBC बैंक है, 2.7 ट्रिलियन के उनके पास डिपॉजिट है। बताइए, हमारी इकोनॉमी का GDP नहीं है इतना, so they can finance any kind of a project. But in case of India, our economy is only 2.1 trillion in nominal terms, और हमारा बैंक 391 billion, और स्पेंड कितना करने के हैं 200 billion in 1 year और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। पैसा कहाँ से लाओगे भैया? तो हमारी गवर्नमेंट सोचती तो है नहीं। हाँ, ये आप कर लेते हैं। अगर आप उससे पहले पे करना चाहें देन यू कैन डू इट, अगर आप उससे पहले पे कर दें, बट 25 विल बी द मैक्सिमम पीरियड। सर फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन,
जैसे अभी आप बोला कि SBI जो है तो मर्जर करने में एक मास मीटिंग टाइप का
ठीक है।
तो
देखिए सर, हर बैंक की अपनी पेक्युलरिटीज़ होती है। इंडिया में करंटली वी हैव द हाईएस्ट नंबर ऑफ फॉरेन बैंक्स, करीब हमारे पास 32 फॉरेन बैंक हैं और हर बार वो बढ़ते जा रहे हैं, एक आधा बैंक हर साल नया आता रहता है। इफ़ यू आस्क ए फॉरेन बैंक टू गो इन रूरल एरियाज टू ओपन अप ए ब्रांच, दे विल नेवर गो। If you ask the State Bank of India to go and open up the branch, they are having everything on computerized basis now. In rural area, you're not having computers. You're not having, the good the electricity system. Then how they will be able to operate their branch in a proper manner? So under that, I need such kind of banks like RRBs, regional rural banks, which are operating in just one single room and they're providing you basic loans. We need micro financial institution. We need those kind of areas where they can provide me deposit thing, and that has been provided by payment bank. ठीक है, so I want to provide banking facility to maximum number of people in the economy as per their requirement, and that will be fulfilled by various types of bank. जहाँ पे रीजनल है वहाँ पे RRB प्रोवाइड कीजिए, जहाँ पे डिपॉजिट्स की रिक्वायरमेंट है वहाँ पे आप पेमेंट बैंक प्रोवाइड कीजिए. अंडर दैट वेयर यू आर हैविंग अ स्मॉल इंडस्ट्री लाइक माइक्रो स्मॉल एंड मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस प्रोवाइड स्मॉल बैंक देयर. In the big cities like Delhi, provide this nationalized bank and the other public sector bank. And the private sector bank also, they will be able. So our purpose is provide different type of bank to fulfill the requirement of every individual in the society. क्योंकि बैंक का काम होता है हर किसी को लोन देना, उसका काम केवल इंडस्ट्री वाले लोगों को लोन देना नहीं होता है. Yes or no? That's why we want to provide every type of bank, so to fulfill the need of every customer. Yes. Any other question? Yes sir.
Many infrastructure projects, nowadays many banks are getting, many clients are getting defaulted. They are not paying their loans, and there is a problem of
So that is a natural thing. You cannot do anything. You only can provide stringent norm in terms of when it comes to providing loans. But in case of defaults, future is uncertain. अगले मिनट का नहीं पता. 6 दिन पहले भूकंप आया था. क्लास ले रहा था मैं. अगर ज़्यादा आ रहा था तो वहीं क्लास की छुट्टी हो रही थी. पॉइंट समझ रहे हैं? सो थिंग ये है कि आज मेरा बिजनेस बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है. किंगफिशर था, उसकी एयरलाइंस कितनी अच्छी चल रही थी बताइए. बट नाउ आफ्टर दैट दे वर नॉट प्रॉपरली वेल मैनेज्ड, तो एयरलाइंस बैंकक्रप्ट हो गई. तो फ्यूचर का थोड़ी पता है. अब सुभिक्षा नाम की एक दिल्ली में रिटेल चेन आई थी. अंडर दैट यू आर हैविंग सो मेनी रिटेल आउटलेट्स. दे वर प्रोवाइडिंग दिस फ्रूट्स, वेजिटेबल्स एंड द अदर थिंग. बट नाउ सी, सुभिक्षा डिफॉल्टेड ऑफ अराउंड 40 करोड़ रुपीस विद HSBC बैंक. क्यों? बैंक बिजनेस डूब गया. तो डूब गया, क्या करें भैया. फ्यूचर का थोड़ी पता थोड़ी है. बट ये अब देखिए, आप एजुकेशन लोन लेके निकले. आपने 10 लाख का लोन लिया, पहुंचे IIM, और मान लीजिए इकॉनमी में इतना बुरा रिसेशन आ गया कि जॉब ही नहीं मिल रही, लोन डूब जाएगा. आप जेल थोड़ी कर देंगे सामने वाले को. जैसे क्या करेंगे, आपका नाम सिविल में डल जाएगा, डिफॉल्टर की लिस्ट में, आगे बैंक की फैसिलिटी नहीं मिलेगी. इससे तो कुछ नहीं होगा, पर पैसा तो डूब गया. इसलिए NPS के गेम में व्हाट यू कैन प्रोवाइड, यू कैन ओनली प्रोवाइड अ स्ट्रिंजेंट नॉर्म इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रोवाइडिंग लोन. एंड इन इंडिया इट इज ऑलरेडी वेरी वेरी स्ट्रिंजेंट. हमारे लोन आसानी से नहीं मिलता है, जान पहचान से मिलता है. ठीक है. और बताइए क्या पूछना चाहते हैं.